This is steak haché and it looks suspiciously like a fancy burger, but it's not what you think because it's cooked and treated like a steak, not a burger. But if I'm going to go down this rabbit hole, I'm doing it properly. So I went off to the butcher and I got 3 types of steak: sirloin, ribeye and braising. I also got a little bit of beef fat for extra juiciness. After I cut up the steaks, I was going to dry brine them for a few hours, but it ended up being overnight, so I'm hoping it won't be too dry. But at least it looks good. I minced it up with the beef and formed it into steaks. Now this had better be worth it, because if it's not, it's probably going to be really overpriced mince. They do look suspiciously like burgers at this point, but we're going to cook them like steaks. So into a pan with some tallow. I'm going for medium rare, so when they're ready, we'll add in some butter, garlic, rosemary and thyme. I basted and I rested it and I was ready to build the sauce. I've got some finely chopped shallots that I cooked until translucent. Then I minced in, or you can crush in, some garlic. Then in with some roughly crushed peppercorns. I'm going to toast those for about a minute and I'm going to follow up with a splash of cognac. I went in with the beef stock and reduced that by half, and then the cream and reduced it again until the spatula traces through. But now I had a decision to make. I usually like my peppercorn sauce with all the bits left in, but I wanted to keep this authentic, so I passed it through a sieve. I added the fresh peppercorns in with a little bit of brine and followed that up with some fresh chopped parsley. And I plated it up for full authenticity with some homemade French fries. And I do have to say, it is a unique bite, but I've come up with a new way of serving. Stay with me here. On bread, some sauce, cheese, pickles, crispy shallots. I shall call this the hamburger.